I feel like every time he does that, I get so like, oh, are
Nervous.
we?
Like we're starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
On the day.
bestie.
Hey, bestie. Welcome back to Up From Here. I'm your host, Kelsey Lee.
And I'm your host, Janai.
So how was your week, sister?
My week overall, it was hectic. I got a new trainer. So, first week back, which honestly wasn't even bad. The way he programmed it is very calm. But we're focusing on like my food a lot more than I have in the past. So, some interesting revelations in my habits.
Like what?
Girl won't put me on the spot for these people. Just like I have a very unhealthy relationship with food, I think. And I think I already knew that, but I think that me having to like send it to him, so like I have to track on my fitness pal.
You have to like acknowledge it.
Yeah. And then he's like, at the end of the night, I like send it to him. And so like the next morning, I'm always waiting on a text like, am I gonna get like a thumbs up, like good job? Or if he comes like, girl, what happened? So that has been interesting. And then like the actual schedule, I have to do fasted cardio every morning and then my actual training sessions. So it's not even bad because fitness has always been a big part of my life, but
it's structured.
The accountability, the structure.
Yeah, I think that you have an aversion to structure.
Yeah, I have an aversion to structure. But I thrive in it, but I naturally don't want it. Yeah, so this weekend, one of my friends bought a house, so he did her housewarming. I made some bad decisions. I had a crab boil on Friday. I had 2 pounds of crabs, extra potatoes, and extra corn.
You making it seem like you did that because your friend had a housewarming. That don't have nothing to do with the housewarming.
But I'm saying, like, we're talking about, I'm like, damn, well, now that I'm about to tell him myself, might as well spill it all. We're working on honesty. Yeah. So I did that, and then at the party, just high and eating. And then I came home and ate ice cream and cookies. So, like I said, a very unhealthy relationship with food. But I think this is good for me. I think that having someone to be like, okay, the fuck are you doing? Is going to make me be like, make better decisions.
What do you mean you have an unhealthy relationship? Like, because, excuse me, I feel like you just described having like bad habits, but like, what is the relationship? Is it like I'm eating like this because I'm stressed and overwhelmed in life, or like I'm eating like this because like, what is the relationship with the food?
Sometimes I feel like it depends. So like yesterday, my train of thought was like scarcity mindset. Like, oh my gosh, this is my last week before he's like, we're about to change your macros, before we're about to change your diet. And so I'm like, get all of your cravings out. So I was like, I know I'm on a crab boil at some point. 2 pounds extra.
2 pounds.
Potatoes, extra fucking corn, get greasy. And I killed that shit. And I had cake. So it's like, but I feel like the next few weeks, I'm not going to get that. But like, that's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you shouldn't be depriving yourself of things that you want just because like, oh, I want to be skinny. Why are you starving?
So you feel like food is bad? Like that's the relationship?
Yeah, like, I have a bad, like I'm like, food is bad. Or like, I feel like I should punish myself. Like I had the crab boil the next day at the gym. I'm fucking dying and I'm like feeling so bad. Like he only said you had to do 5 minutes on this rower, but you're gonna do 10. Like, girl, that wasn't gonna kill the calories from the fucking clarified butter the night before. But mentally, like that's what I thought. But I feel like it's always been like that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure with like food trends and stuff too. Like eat more protein, don't eat fucking gluten, don't eat dairy, be a carnivore, be a vegan, so it's like, I feel like the moment I'm like, oh, this is good for me, I like it. Somebody's like, don't fucking eat this because
this is why you can't eat it.
This is why you shouldn't eat oatmeal. Like right now, the trend is not to fucking eat oatmeal, but y'all been swearing oatmeal is a healthy breakfast for fucking years. But now they're like, you feed it to horses to make them fat. So what do you think it's doing to you? Okay. No oatmeal then. But yeah, so I don't know. I think these next few weeks are going to be interesting. Hopefully I get skinny. We'll see.
I don't feel very skinny. I just started my cycle today.
Yeah.
And
how do you do that?
What? I felt like it was tucked into my cooch.
Okay. I thought you was trying to like make yourself like smaller.
No, it was like in
skinny.
My cooch.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. I don't feel skinny though.
I will have y'all know that when she walked in the room, Michael goes, wow, okay, weight loss, okay, skinny. He acknowledged it. He called her skinny.
Yeah, babe,
So
skinny
we
is
can
life.
see it. We can see it.
Let me not before they're like, oh my God, you are. Please. There's nothing
We'll get into that in a
wrong.
second because, like, let's get into it. Everybody's on Zemp. Y'all hoes want to be skinny too.
Everybody. Anyways,
we'll get on that in a second.
everybody wants to be fucking skinny.
Okay, so started your cycle.
Yeah, I started my cycle and I just feel so bloated and my stomach hurts so badly.
I get that.
And my
Did you
boyfriend's
take
an
me?
idiot.
We're not gonna talk about that. There's not about that because, like, hot take, would you really be that upset if it wasn't the first day of your period? Or was that like
Yes.
the 13th reason? Okay.
Yes.
I was wrong.
Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough. It's
Anyways,
okay.
so yeah, my stomach hurts. And I don't feel like a slim ting right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have this giant shirt on.
But you
So I
still
can
look
feel
like a slim
comfortable.
teen. I walked in, y'all, and she walks around the corner fresh out the shower, all glazed up. She's like, I'm like, damn, it's giving skinny. It's giving bombshell. She's
And I'm like,
guess what just happened, sister? I'm like, what? She's like, you're never going to guess. I'm like, oh my God, I think I know what you're going to say.
are you getting arrested?
She's like, what? I'm like, do you have a warrant? She's like, the fuck? I don't have a warrant. She's like, I started my period. I'm like, oh.
This is a hood booger. Like, this is the hood booger.
Worried.
No, but I feel like it had me thinking because then when I saw you, you were like, oh yeah, like I'm not wearing any makeup today. And I'm like, ugh, I wish I could not wear makeup. I have like all these pimples on my face. Like I can't. And then like, I was just like, why the fuck do I even care?
Yeah.
Like people don't get pimples. People don't know what pimples look like.
I mean, I feel like it's easy to say that, but then to know, like, we're filming this. This is gonna obviously be put out to the public. And like, I know in the beginning, you know, we might not have 1 million people watching us, but someday, imagine when we get famous, they go back, look what this bitch used to look like, pimples all over her fucking face.
But
like,
that's so
damn.
sad. Like, it's like, I definitely think that putting yourself together matters. I think the way that you are moving throughout the world and the way that you present yourself to the world definitely matters. But I don't think a woman, like if I was, you know, I brushed my hair, I didn't look like a bird's nest. You know, I put clothes on and I have some pimples. It's like, dang, like you can't live, you can't be human. But I feel like that is literally the society that we live in, especially like being in the public eye or like, you know, a podcast that's gonna be open to the public. It's like you have to be perfect. Like, and I really feel like it's women because men walk around with pimples and don't feel like they have to put makeup on. And women don't really get that luxury.
Don't get the luxury. I feel like it's crazy that you say that because girls will come into the studio, which I feel like beauty supply store, nail salon, and hair salon are like no judgment zones. Like, bitch, be cool. We're trying to get cute. So girls will come in and like, I obviously know my clients that I see them once a month. And so I can tell like if their skin is breaking out or something like that. And they will literally be like, I'm so sorry. I look terrible right now. Like full of pimples because, you know, I'm right in their face. And I'm like, girl, like, man, cycle, like, it's okay. Are you stressed? Like, yeah, like, did it give I care? Because, girl, I don't. Like,
I don't.
But I get it though, you know, but I understand like the feeling like everybody's staring at you. And it's like in reality, at least for me, I'm so worried about what I have going on. I literally don't ever notice somebody else. Like I notice your face because we talk all the time. It's like whatever. And I'm like, oh, sister, what's going on? Like, are you stressed? But it's more from that because I know what your face usually looks like. Not like disgusting, you have a pimple.
Yeah, but like, like I could go out in public and be perfectly fine, which is so weird because I wouldn't feel the need to put on makeup if I was just running to Target right now or something. And I'm, you know, realistically, like I may get more eyes on me there than this podcast is gonna get, at least for this first few episodes. You know what I'm saying? But like I felt compelled to put on makeup when someone's gonna be watching me on a screen. And I just feel like it reminded me and kind of like sparked this idea about body image amongst women, like, and not just the face with makeup, but even the clothes, like me feeling like I have to wear like a big baggy shirt because I feel bloated.
Yeah.
And like, girl, and
like who cares?
If I was given tummy, what about it?
But I think also too, because that goes back to us like saying the common denominator is it being uploaded to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that in the real world, you might see somebody and think to yourself, like, girl, like, you want to take that bonnet off before you walk outside. You want to,
I judge
okay, I ain't gonna lie, I be judging the bonnets in public. But
not gonna hold you.
Not gonna hold you. Like the airport, be for real, girl. But that's not why we on here right now. But you would never think, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even see you and be like, oh my God, your face is full of pimples. Like, even if I saw you in public. But it's something about the internet that gives people them, like, the audacity. I was about to say the audacity to, like, comment on certain things. And, like, the courage to, like, comment on certain things. And I think we know that. And so even that, because I felt that way too. Like, this morning, I woke up and I'm like, fuck, you need to do something to your hair. Like, this is how I woke up. This is my hair from yesterday. And I'm like, damn, you need to do something to your hair. I'm like, you're going to, like, I don't know, just something. And I think showing up natural. I knew I was going to put on no makeup. So I'm like, at least you're not going to put on no makeup. Like, put your hair in like a sleek bun. And it's like, I ain't going to hold you. I didn't have sleek bun energy this morning. I didn't. So, like, y'all going to get this fro. And even that, feeling like, oh, okay, well, now I'm super vulnerable and exposed. Like, now you can't hide behind a little concealer, bitch. If you look tired, you look tired. Like, that's what people gonna see. Like, you got pimples, you got pimples. Like, ugh.
But it's sad because if you think about it, right, we right now are living in the day and age of technology, right? But, like, when we were younger and we were kids, we didn't have the tablets, we didn't have the phone. And so I feel like our idea of reality was a little bit more protected. But think about the kids now. So if we felt compelled to, like, put on makeup and, like, make our bodies and stuff look perfect, imagine what the kids and, like, little girls specifically are seeing growing up, like, everybody be perfect. Like, in our age, like, there were magazines and you would see people, like, on the magazines that looked perfect. But I feel like it wasn't as prevalent in your life because you weren't walking around 24/7 with a magazine.
Or like
nowadays,
TikTok,
kids are walking around 24/7 with a phone or a tablet and are constantly looking at the internet to see people. And this is their reality of what people are like. Like, think about how many things that you learn from, like, movies and you think is reality because you saw it in a movie. So, like, if kids are picking up phones and tablets and seeing people look perfect all the
Every time you
time.
open TikTok, get ready with me. You need this.
Yeah, just imagine.
This is how I stay skinny. This is my morning routine.
And imagine the girls that are not skinny or don't have perfect skin, and imagine how that makes them feel like, wow, like I'm so out of place because girls are supposed to look like this, okay? They have a size 12 waist and a size 45 hips and perfect skin, and wow, they just wake up looking like that. You know what I mean? I feel like it's so detrimental to a kid's self-esteem.
And it doesn't help with, like, the filters and stuff either because you can't. Now it's very hard. And this sounds so bad. Like, I'm like, bitch, get a life. But sometimes I be looking at pictures and girl, I be wanting to zoom. Like, girl, is this Photoshop? Like, is this AI? And it's like, I shouldn't care that much. But I also have to be realistic with myself sometimes. Like, I'll see somebody's picture. I'm like, damn, her body is T. I'm like, let me check the background. Bitch, you
I have such a
and that's so bad.
I have a bad habit of feeling, and I feel like,
damn, bitch, what you finna say?
I feel like every girl with, like, a small waist and a fat ass has had their body done.
Me too. I feel that way.
I'd be like, oh, she got work done.
Bad. Yeah,
that's so bad.
Like, but it's also, I feel like,
that sounds like such a hater.
It sounds like a hater, but I don't give a fuck. Like,
I feel like she got work done. Like, that's not natural. You cannot be shaped like that.
You can't be taking it that bad.
You can't be taking it, babe.
But, like, I come from a family of, like, very bodacious women, and I have cousins who are, like,
waist. Yeah.
T snatched. Like, my mom is naturally like that. So I'm like, I know it's possible. I know a lot of girls who look like that naturally, but I'm like, damn, bitch, you ain't gonna tell me that's Pilates. Like, you not,
because, bitch, I do Pilates, and I'm
like, goddamn.
And I'm not shaped like that.
Yeah, but I think also, too, like, AI filters the internet. Like, the culprit is the fucking internet.
The culprit
literally is the internet. And I feel like if you also don't have what? Hot take? What?
Yeah, because, like, is the culprit the internet or is it the people that are on the internet? Because
the people, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the internet is like the way in which it's communicated to us. It's like what?
Okay,
like,
so that's fair. The people who are, like, driving the trends, the Kim K's.
I don't think Kim Kardashian was the starter of the trend. I think that. Well, maybe it's fair to say that she was the start of the trend, but she wasn't the inspiration.
She's like, never, no. She took inspiration. We're not even going to go into the whole, like, she's a culture vulture and she takes from other people.
That's not even what I was like. I was just saying, like, you know, the inspiration is like the women that are naturally shaped like that. You know what I mean? Like,
but she's responsible for
making it
for having the platform to put it on a mass level, if that makes sense. Because I do think I think early 2000s, maybe like 2008 and up, that's her. I'm not going to hold you.
Yeah.
Everything is her. And like, y'all can like her, y'all can dislike her.
But the fact is, she definitely has hella influence.
She is, like, when everybody wants to get thick and be bodied up and be BBL'd up, I'm not saying that there are not women who are naturally shaped like that of all colors, ethnicities, everything. However, I felt like it became a thing to, like, it was trendy to be like that.
Who was out first, Nicki Minaj or Kim Kardashian?
I mean, I don't know.
Because again, Nicki with her ass shots were like
fair, but like, was Nicki out and like as big? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Nicki's ass was a thing.
Yeah, but like
so I think that Kim Kardashian for sure has a very big hand in the trends, right? But I don't necessarily want to give her the like, not a medal, because like you're not getting a fucking medal, but I don't want to give her that. What is the word I'm looking for?
Do you not want to give her that because like it's Kim Kardashian, or do you not want to give her that because you feel like it's not the fact? Because I feel like the Kardashian effect is 100% a thing.
I think so. One, let me just say, and we don't have to include this into. I like the Kardashians. Yeah, I don't have a thing against the Kardashians, so I wouldn't not want to give it to her because I hate the Kardashians at the second third. Okay. That's not the thing. But what I'm saying is, I think that people like Kim Kardashian, people who are not Black, I think they're able to take the credit for setting trends that other women of color, I feel like people that are not Black, but it's not even just not being Black, like I think Hispanic people too, like, or any kind of like ethnicity that's not Caucasian, I feel like a lot of the times they're overlooked, and the people that are white passing, they get to take credit for setting a trend. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely, the Kardashian effect 100,000% is real. They have a lot of influence. And I think even with BBL, she has a big hand in that. But I don't want to act as though she was the very first person, because I don't think that she was. And I do think that people like Nicki Minaj, people wanted to be, they saw her ass was fat and she had a small waist, and girls wanted that.
But that goes back to like I said, the platform. We're not going to deny that Kim Kardashian, she has the money, the platform, the market. That's what I was going to say. So that's what I'm getting at. She popularized it because she has the platform to do that.
Because she has a mom named Kris Jenner. That is why. Why I'm not gonna hold you. Like, because she has a mastermind of a mother named Kris Jenner.
But okay, so
does she go by Jenner still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Going back to this, is what I was gonna say before we got into that. When you're young and you don't have a mom or somebody, not just a mom, but a figure around to like feed into you like positivity, or let's say you are raised by like insecure BBL baddie. No offense. Not
saying that every woman that has a BBL is insecure, but for this specific example, we are going to
use it because we're not even going to act like this is not a bashing.
I'm pro surgery.
Yeah,
I've gotten work done.
Pro surgery.
I will continue to get work done as I see fit, and you can take it or fucking leave it. I don't give a fuck.
So
do
this
not
is not
argue
that.
with me in the comments about that. Okay.
Yeah, this is not that. But if you have someone who doesn't see natural beauty in themselves, or doesn't, they're not happy with the way they are. Could you imagine like how that is being put on you too? So like when you said, it's not just the internet, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of other factors that go into that too. So I don't think it's just the internet, but the access to the platforms and like the people around. But then it's like, even, it's summertime. I be at the gym now I be at the gym now, but I'm starting to notice different things. I was in the gym the other day and I seen this little girl and I'm like, little young ass girl, barely any clothes on, whatever, prancing around the gym. And like, you know, I got all my little gym bros. So I'm like, these some grown ass, nasty ass men. And it's like, who the fuck lets you go out the house with this little I'm talking about baby, incy, wincy 2-piece with the scrunch booty and everything. She had to be like 17. And I'm like, I can only imagine you're probably seeing all these girls and it's like, oh, buy this workout set from Amazon, and all stuff. And it's like, you should not even be the target audience.
Yeah.
Realistically, but this is what you're fed through the internet. So it's like, you don't have no chance. The girls growing up now, they don't have a chance.
But I also, and this is totally we're not gonna go off on a tangent with what I say next, but I think that is precisely why children's access to the internet needs to be limited, because like your child at 5, at 10, at even 15 should not have full access to do whatever they please on the internet. TikTok. Yeah, like we're grown and we know what's on the internet. Why would you want a 12-year-old to have full access to the internet?
And think about how it affects us.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine, but going back to even like a person that's raised by a mom that has work done or whatever, I definitely think that to an extent, a child is going to see their mom and see all of this and think, you know, naturally, why don't I have the same things that my mom has, right? But I also think that that's your job as a parent, like to pour into them that they're beauty, to pour into them that people look different. And like, I'm beautiful the way that I look, but so are you the way that you look. And the next person that looks completely different than both of us is also beautiful. So it's like, I feel like, you know, it like goes back to parenting. Like you have to instill that in your children. And you also have to prepare their minds for the fact that you may see a lot of people that look like this, and they may get attention for looking like this, and they may get praise for looking like this, but that doesn't take away from the person that looks like this or that looks like that. And I think that, you know, we have so many people that are growing up without that guidance and without those people that are like setting the foundation for themselves. So I feel like we have a generation of people that's like extremely susceptible to criticism and to trends and stuff. And one thing I feel like my sisters and I grew up, one thing that I can say was a constant in our lives is being complimented for the way that we looked, whether it was our body, like whether it was the way that we looked, hair, we were always complimented from literally since I can remember. And so growing up, I've never had an issue with when people said mean things to me about the way that I looked. And for the most part too, I didn't really care to look like everybody else. I feel like working in the club, that definitely, I feel like it opened my mind up to being a little bit more vulnerable. But I think even then, I feel like had I not had the foundation that I did in knowing that I was a beautiful person, I definitely feel like I could have lost myself. However, with that, I think that's also dangerous, because if you're complimented on the way that you look from yay big, then you may start to, that could be what you're grounded in if you don't have people that tell you that your brain is also important. You have other capabilities that's important. That's one thing that I can say that like my parents were, like really my dad too, like very big on like, you're not gonna be no dummy. Like we're gonna sit down, we're gonna do work. Smart. Yeah, and then, you know, my mom and dad both made us all feel like, you know, you can do whatever it is that your mind and heart desires. Like you're capable. And so if you have, you know, the security in the way that you look, but you don't have the security in all of the other things about yourself, I feel like that can be kind of dangerous lean too.
On just being pretty. And
you'll think that that's the only thing that you have to offer. And so I think it's very important to ground children in the fact that one, they are beautiful, but also that they're smart, but also that they're capable, but also that they have free will, but also that their brain can create whatever world they want and their body can follow that. So I feel like the reason why, you know, you have so many little girls that are so susceptible to trends and to what they see is because they're not grounded in all of the other attributes that they have as a person. And so I think limiting their access to certain things, to seeing certain things, and understanding like the what is beauty, because it's not just what you look like. A beautiful person can be, you can call somebody beautiful and be talking strictly like how they are, how they make you feel on the inside. You know what I mean? Their mind, the way they think, the way they speak, the way they create art, the way that, you know, they create in general. Like there's so many other ways to be beautiful. And I feel like you have to drive that into children too. And not just girls, because girls may be the ones that are susceptible to the criticism, but the boys, a lot of the times, are the ones doing the criticism right along with the other girls. Like, you look on freaking a picture, and 9 times out of 10, there are more men in the comments than women. Like,
don't you hate when you see somebody, like, it'll be like a viral picture or something, you look in the comments and it's somebody that you know, and you're like, ugh,
ew, like, please.
Gross.
Literally, please. Like, this is not, you don't even have the qualifications to enter this chat.
Why are you sitting on the internet? Go get some money. But I want to circle back to what you said about the club, because I think that's like something interesting to touch on. It's an experience that we share, but in very different ways. Tell me about going into the club. What was kind of like your mindset around the way that you looked, and you know how you felt, because obviously being raised confident, like I said, I think we share that. And how, you know, being in that environment kind of like shifted that for you.
When I first started working in the club, I didn't really like.
How old were you?
I was 20 when I first started doing bottle service. And I always wore my natural hair, not as in like in its natural state curly, but I always wore my hair
curly.
Yeah, I was what the fuck is a silk press?
Okay, like, my girl was flat ironing her hair.
No, but no, okay. When I moved to Atlanta, I was like, the fuck is you don't put rollers in your hair? Like, wash and set, babe. Like,
roller set.
Like, what? Anyways, yeah, silk press girly. We didn't even flat iron our hair, but like we would just blow dry. And they would fry the fuck. Them Dominicans would fry the fuck out of your hair, but it would be silky. Straight. Anyways, yeah, my hair was always natural. My nails were always like my natural nails. They were short. Well, they were long for like natural nails, but they weren't like, I didn't get acrylics. I started doing my makeup more because I was in the club, but I wasn't like, I didn't have lash extensions. I didn't.
Yeah, you
I was very natural.
Yeah,
like I was a very, very natural. I had no work done to my body, like no lip filler, nothing. I was just very natural. And I feel like the baddest bitch. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, you can tell me.
One thing about my bestie, she gonna always feel like the baddest
babe,
bitch.
In any room, I don't care where I am.
Period.
If you argue with me, the worst thing that you can say is you're ugly, because automatically I'm like, you didn't even put any effort into that. Do you see the material? Like, ugly. Anyways. So I was very natural. And then I would see women with like, you know, face beat down. I'd be like, wow, that looks so good. And then like, you know, you would see like the long extensions and like the wigs and stuff. And it's like, wow, like that looks really good too. And then like the nails were always super long, always super like, gunky is the word I want to say. What is it, like junk nails?
Junk nails.
Yeah, so I was like, ooh, I want me some long nails too, and lash extensions. Them is cute. See? So it's not like, I feel like for me, it didn't stem from me feeling insecure. It was just me seeing things like and being like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, like yeah, and but I feel like that's a healthy thing.
Attraction
like
to it.
Yeah, like I never felt like I needed it with the makeup, the nails, the lash extensions and stuff like that. I was just like, oh, that looks nice. It like opened my mind up to other things that also looked good. Now, what I will say is I've always been a pretty like slender, like I've had thick thighs my whole life. And that's one thing that everybody would always, which is so weird. Like, you're complimenting a 10-year-old on her legs. Like,
yeah.
When I'm 10, I'm like, yeah, bro.
Taking it.
But like now that I'm older, I'm like, that's weird for grown people to be complimenting a 10-year-old's legs. Anyways, I always had thick thighs, but I was slim. Like, I had breast tissue. Like, I wore a size D, but my titties were saggy. Like, no bra, my nipples were pointing at the ground. Okay. And I didn't have a fat ass at all. Like, I was.
You're so dramatic. She's drama.
Like, this wall That's what I looked like. And so I will say that that is an area that I was like, I feel like my butt, I definitely had an insecurity about just because everybody in the club has such a fat ass. And you're like, fuck, that looks good. Like, she's so curvy. Like, that looks good. So
little spandex all hugging it tight.
Yeah, like body was just tea. And then I feel like too, the trend changed from, because back in the day, like 90s and early 2000s, being slim, having no hips, like being straight up
being
and
young
down.
and wanting to be very, like, I wanted to wear low-rise bathing suits and stuff. I wanted to be very slim. Like, even playing volleyball, the girls, I remember we had like one girl on our team, she had a real fat ass, and everybody like, oh, she used to be so insecure. Like, oh my God, my ass is so fat.
Wow,
I'm
what
like,
a fucking
girl,
problem
you
to
thick
have.
as fuck. And they're like, no, it's terrible. I'm like, damn, girl. Like,
people would get their hips removed
Yeah.
because they wanted to be straight up and down. So you saw this trend of like wanting to look like a supermodel, a runway model at that, and having like no body fat. To now, you know, when I'm working in the club, everybody wants to be thick. The thicker, the better. And I still felt like the baddest bitch, ass or not. Don't worry about it, babe. No complaints this way. But I do think it kind of it grew my appetite for wanting to get work done, for sure. And I'll never forget, I was serving a table and I heard the guys behind me talking, and one of the guys was like, if somebody invested $5K into her, she'd be straight. And I turned the fuck around and I said, I don't need nothing invested into me. But like, it's comments like that, you know, you start off with a real strong, like, your will is like this. And it's comments like that just chip away
and eat at
from
it.
the self-esteem. Slowly but surely, you start to think like, well, damn, like, should I invest $5K into my body? Like, should I do this? Should I do that? And so I feel like no matter how strong the mental is, when you're around something that's constantly telling you that what you look like is not the right thing, and this is the right thing, you start to kind of think about like, oh, is this the right thing? I've never gotten a BBL, but like I definitely have thought about it on several occasions. I'm still thinking about it, and I still am not convinced that I'm not going to get one.
every week, and she's like, dang, girl, I think I want surgery. I'm like, me too. And then like a week later, it's
I
like,
don't want
love
surgery.
myself. I don't want surgery. It's like, but we for sure gonna get some lipo. Like,
at some point in time, baby, it's gonna be sucked out. But yeah, I do think that the club, being around so many women, and even my boobs, like, I done got my boobs done twice now, and will continue if I need to. But I feel like, you know, when did having saggy titties really become a thing? Because like, I feel like for a long time, like, if you had saggy titties, you just had saggy titties, and that was that. And like, it was cool. And then all of a sudden, like, it wasn't cool, you know? But I feel like that's why it's also kind of dangerous to move off of a trend. Because like the trend, like I said, 90s, early 2000s was to be super skinny, super slim, right? Then you had in like, when do you think the BBL trend started? Like 2012?
I would say,
2013?
When we was like in high school.
So high school,
when it was trendy, because people
started the BBL trend, right? Like super crazy. People like Kim Kardashian, people like Nicki Minaj, people
like early 2010s.
Cardi B, like all these women that had like a lot of work done to their body started to become more and more popular, and then everybody wanted to get their body done. And I remember even COVID, like surgery prices, when I tell you shot up like 2020, because everybody had money from the pandemic, and surgeons were like, oh, cool. So like, I remember when I first got quoted to get my boobs done to get a lift, it was $6,500, and like regular boobs were like $3,500 to $4,000. Girl, now titties are a lift $10,000 minimum. Regular boobs like $5,000 to $6,000, $5,000 to $6,500. So that just shows you like how big the trend. Yeah. And then now we're in 2025 and everybody wants to be skinny again. You see people removing their BBLs and stuff. So it's like, you really have to decide what you like and what you want. And if you want a natural, if you're in love with your natural body and you see nothing wrong, then keep your natural body. But like also if you want to make enhancements, just make sure that the enhancements that you're making, do it for the right reasons. Make sure that you want to do that. And like, it's a thing about how you the things that you like and not what you see everybody else doing, because 9 times out of 10 that trend is
It's
like
gonna change.
that's the thing about trends, baby. They're like boomerangs.
Because even like everybody wanted big lips. For everybody wanted them big, fat, juicy, like
Kylie Jenner, like
duck lips, and now everybody's like, no, I'll take one syringe and keep it pushing. It's like, dang, at one point I was pumping them, and there's nothing wrong with that, but like it just goes to show, like you said, it's fleeting. I remember, but I think also too, going back to the club and like what you're around, I think Atlanta breeds that.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Atlanta breeds that. I remember being young, and I had a cousin who moved from our hometown, and I remember going on like a little go-see with her. She was like a jet girl, like an ebony type model, you know, one of those, and gorgeous. Like my cousin's gorgeous, beautiful. And I remember the guy was like telling her, like, you know, trying to like, oh yeah, like entice her to go get surgery, go get her body done. Body was tea always. Like she used to dance and stuff. Like she was real cute, real petite, chocolate.
like ballet.
No, like dance.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, girl, you think I got some cousins that do ballet? You do real.
No, because dancers have gorgeous bodies too.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
so I didn't know which one you meant.
But what I was saying, she was already like not thick, but she was bodied up enough to look great, you know? And it was like pushing. And I believe she got a BBL, but like I don't think it's ever been confirmed, so I'm not even gonna be like she got her body done, but like pretty sure she got her body done. But you know, fast forward, coming out of working in the club and like everything and all that stuff, I'm sure she probably feels like, I'm sure she still loves herself. You know what I mean? But I wonder if there's like that thing in her brain, like, you know, I did this so I could be like in these magazines and, you know, whatever, and fit this look. And she don't even live in Atlanta no more. It's like you did all that to like fit this look, because that's a very Atlanta look.
That's a very Atlanta
That is
look.
a very Atlanta look. Like I feel like even when we go out of town, I can tell.
Yeah.
Like, Houston, Atlanta. Like you could tell, like it's a look that goes into it. But saying all that to say, like you said, the trends and they change.
Yeah.
And even going back to what you said, I'm older than you, but I started, girl, she's fucking drama, because anytime I be like, you're almost 30, she's like, almost 30, you're almost 30, but you know, I'm younger than you.
Don't do that, because no, that don't even sound right, because I can't wait to be 30. I've always said 30 is going to be my
point
best
is, anytime
decade.
I talk about being old, she makes it known that I'm the older, like a little sister, like a fucking twin who was born 2 days later.
Are
like,
older.
2 days later, 2 minutes later.
But like, I don't be
dragging it. So anyways,
dragging it.
I'm a little bit older than her by some fucking months. And so I started the club, probably, I was like 21 when I started, I think. But very, I think, different. I think, you know, I was working more like lounges. So a lot of the girls was still
more relaxed.
Relaxed, still pretty regular. I think when I moved and got put into Revel, that's when I was like, oh, these bitches are bad. Like I would remember the girls from like my old job would be like, oh, we want to come work there. And I'm like,
you're not going to fit in here.
They're not going to hire you.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think that because by the time I got there and was like around it, I wasn't in the skimpy outfits and, you know, whatever. So it's a little bit different. But I would see how like y'all would feel, and like, or you know, like the one-on-ones I would have with the girls, and they would come in and talk about, oh, you know, like, oh, my period, I'm not feeling good, or you know, like the way that it would flow, it would ebb and flow the way that y'all would feel about yourselves, based on whatever was happening, or you know, whoever was gonna be there. And when we would do hiring, that's when like the first time I ever had helped with hiring, I was like, it made me feel so bad when I left. Because it would be like these great girls, they'd be so vibrant, you know, like personality wise. I'm like, damn, you were probably great on the floor. Personality, you have the chutzpah for this. Is that the word? Chutzpah? I don't know. But you have that, you know, like something about your personality I would want to buy from you.
Yeah.
But like, you're not the male gaze attractive. I think you're attractive because like you're a pretty girl, you're beautiful. But it's like, I know when we get in this room, they're going to sit here and they're going to act like whatever. And then we would get in that office and they would tear them girls to fucking shreds. Like, oh, she looks like a man. Oh, she da-da-da. Oh, she ain't got no body. And I'm like, damn, like she's pretty though. It's like, yeah, but she ain't got no body. And then it was like the girls that we would narrow it down to, big booty, fat ass, BBL, majority of the time of a higher skin complexion, You know, things like that. And it's sad because it's like, damn, you're passing up all these good girls and then you motherfuckers be mad why these hoes ain't selling because they're fucking bird brains. You know, they got shit for brains. They're pretty. You know, they invested to be pretty, but they got shit for brains. But seeing that, it made me like very like, OMG.
I mean, like, the club is the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And that is the standard of the entertainment industry. And one, it's not real life.
I was literally just going to say it's so unrealistic.
It's so unrealistic. And I just think that, yeah, like it's just not real life. It's not, that's not, but you know, like you said, you step out of Atlanta and now like we have friends. I have a friend who is super thick, like teeny tiny waist. I mean, like I think her waist is like a
girl 21.
Yeah, like I was gonna say like a 22, like, and a super fat ass, right? And she went to Dubai, and she was like, people were just staring like they've never seen. I'm like, they probably haven't. They haven't because this is very like Atlanta. This is very.
And she probably never feels like that here.
This is the aesthetic here, and so. I just think, like I said, I think it's very important to make sure that when you do things, you do them because you want to. Again, pro-surgery, pro-getting work done, if that's genuinely what you want, not because that's what you feel like you have to do. But I will say that now that I'm not in the club.
That's what I was going to ask you next.
I feel like my aesthetic is, and I don't know if it's just not working in the club or just growing up. And like, you know, my taste changing in things, but like, my nails are always super short now, even if they're almond, like they're short. This is the longest hair I've had since
so long.
Like,
you said that when you got your hair.
Girl, I look, when I wear wigs all the time. I haven't had a sew-in. It's a quick week, but I haven't had a sew-in in years. But whenever I get hair, it's always I'm good for an 18-inch, and then I layer it the hell up, so it ends up being like 16, 14 inches. But like this is like 20 something.
You said like 24, right?
I think 26 is the longest. And then I have a bundle of 24 in there too. But anyways, like I'm always.
And this used to be your regular.
I feel like I've reverted back to a more natural aesthetic. Like even the way I do my makeup, like it's not as, I don't put as much on when I want to. Like when I want to beat down, I'm gonna beat down. But I think on the regular, either I wear no makeup or it's very, very light. And even like my lips, like, I dissolved my lips and I started over, and I feel like they're so much smaller and so much more natural. I feel like I've gotten back to that, and I do think that part of it is not being around it, because it's not just about being peer pressured into things. It's also like if this is what you see,
that was your reality.
That's what
at the
I
time.
liked. Yeah, that's what I thought looked really, really good at the time. But now that I'm not in it. And I see this is what I like now. Like I like a more like natural, like I don't even want to call it clean girl because
I don't like that.
I don't like the clean girl
dirty
aesthetic.
Girl aesthetic?
Right. But it's just a more natural, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think that it's definitely, you definitely can be susceptible. Things you're like, what you like, what your aesthetic is, what your personal style is, that's going to change through time. And so the more that I can change without having to go under the knife, like the better for me, because I would hate to freaking in 10 years be like, oh, I don't think this is going to happen, but be like, I want my natural snaggy boobs again. Let me take out the implants. Like I would hate to have surgery to reverse something that I did because I liked it at one point because of a trend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I think that just women's image overall is just so criticized. It makes it so hard for girls to figure out what they like because things are constantly being pushed in their face. And it's not like that with men. I feel like with men, the equivalent is like having money.
I was literally going to say like, I think it's the same. Like, yeah, you want to be fit, but like, it's about having money and like how you show up.
Guys don't care about.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't.
Not all guys don't care about being fit, but I feel like.
No, that's so. I think guys don't see a fit guy and be like, oh, I have to look like this.
But you'll see somebody in a lamb and be like, fuck.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Like,
like but I feel like it's been weaponized. I feel like a woman's figure and her sexuality has been weaponized against her. And I feel like a man's financial status and the things that he has been weaponized against him.
Materialistic.
For sure.
Yeah.
For freaking sure.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's, even though men can feel, yeah, you can feel intimidated, but there's for sure not pressure on men to look like,
I don't think
a super fat slob of a man can pull the baddest,
with enough
thickest,
money.
with enough money. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the equivalent, not saying that they're not affected by it at all, but I think that the equivalent of how much we're pressured into the way that we look and the way we're torn apart because of the way that we look, the equivalent of that for men is money. Just like women are still judged for not having money, but it's not a pressure point.
You don't care.
It's not as common. It's not as, like, if I look at a girl on Instagram who's like not fit and the post has gone viral, I immediately know without even looking at the comments that they're gonna be tearing her apart for the way that she looks. A fat nigga? Or rich nigga belly. Oh,
rich nigga belly, yeah.
But if you are, for instance, fat and out of shape, but you don't have a lot of money.
Now you get criticized for both.
Both.
And then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're up against that like in a lot of ways it's almost a triple standard because God forbid that you're not attractive.
Yeah. But I think also too, there's no pressure from a lot of outside sources, like the media and like what's forced onto y'all, like even like ad campaigns, like a campaign for perfume or skincare or whatever, the way they sell it to us versus the way that they would sell cologne to y'all is different. They sell sex to y'all when they sell cologne to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they sell a lifestyle to us. Like, this is gonna make you an it girl. For y'all, the cologne ads are usually like some bad bitch swooning over you because you smell good. You know, like they're two different mindsets that they play on when they are targeting men and targeting women. The way that society, because we were talking about men and how finances equals to what our beauty standard is, their monetary value is that. But I think it goes into, like I said, the way that companies prey on us. And I don't want to say prey on it because they're like, oh my God, every girl is the victim. But
marketing companies advertising agencies are the biggest.
Yeah, how they prey on us essentially. It's different. You know, I feel like with women, they play on like your value as a woman and how your beauty plays into your value. But with men, it's different because they play on what your value is, like monetarily, what you bring to the table. So like we were just talking about the perfume ads, like I'm gonna sell to you a lifestyle, or even like a perfect example, fucking tampons. Y'all make these fucking tampon commercials look like, oh, if you wear these, your life is gonna, we know your life is shit because you're bleeding. But you see how thin and skinny this girl is in her all white because she has her perfect little tampons. And so you think it's about the tampon, but it's really not. Look at this skinny girl playing fucking tennis. And it's like, damn, on my period, I don't even have the energy to get up and make a fucking bagel, but this bitch is out playing tennis, all skinny and shit. And so like, you don't think it's playing on your brain like that, but it is. And versus like men, when things are driven to them, it's more about being like a rugged protector man.
Strong man.
Look at this F-150.
A real man.
You see how built tough. You see how tough you would be if you have this car versus being like, oh, this is probably, I don't know. But you see what I'm saying? It's just different. Like,
because women are supposed to be the small, super happy, meek, mild, or meek and mild mannered. And did I say small, thin? She's supposed to have tiny, dainty fingers. They're supposed to be fragile, not too expressive, not opinionated at all. And then men are supposed to be these big, overpowering, strong
brutes. Viking king.
A Viking king.
But no,
literally.
And I think, but also too, I think it's crazy and interesting because you'll have someone who shows up, right, as themselves, and let's say they don't fit that beauty standard, like they're a little bit bigger or they're like a little bit more bold or vivacious or whatever, and y'all be tearing them the fuck apart. And
then they reverse it.
Or then they reverse it, and then y'all have a fucking...
on y'all ass.
Yes, and then y'all have an issue with that. But then this was my other thing I was going to say. Even when y'all do accept the larger, you know, the women who don't necessarily fit the beauty standard, y'all pick and choose which kind y'all want because y'all don't want like, oh God, this is going to sound terrible, but y'all don't want fat and sloppy. Y'all want thick. I look at like even like the plus size models, like Ashley Stewart, I love her. Love her. But her body's still T. You know, like
She's curvy.
She's curvy.
She's hourglassy.
Her stomach is still relatively small. She don't have like a fupa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's bigger for sure than like your standard straight size model, but she still fits that standard. That's what y'all accept. Or what's the girl who was dating Lil Wayne? The thick model who was dating Lil Wayne? She's a plus size model, but Denise.
I think that
something
he just put her out.
Yeah,
I
well,
I just saw something.
I seen something like that too. But even her,
Yeah.
she's the acceptable version of a bigger girl or a
Right.
thick girl. But like y'all
Everybody
fucking
has
hate
to-
Lizzo.
Everybody has to finish your. I was gonna say, let's talk about it, right?
Yeah, y'all
Because-
hate Lizzo because she's big and vivacious, and they like put some fucking clothes on. But like y'all don't give a fuck when Kim Kardashian was in that coat, in that furry bathing suit with her cheeks out. Y'all loved it. Y'all ate that shit up, and y'all keep recreating it. Let Lizzo do it, and y'all hate her. But y'all want to scream body positivity, but only if it looks the way you want it to look.
Right.
That didn't look the way y'all wanted it to look.
But also, I feel like, okay, so there's a girl on TikTok named Slim Kim. And she was talking about how her favorite accessory is being skinny. And they ate her up and they talked about how she's creating body dysmorphia for little girls and she is making little girls feel, no, she's skinny. She likes being skinny. There's nothing wrong with that, right? So then there's her. Then you have people like Meghan Trainor, right? Who she made a song. I think in the song it says, and I ain't no size 2.
Yeah, and then she's like, I
she's-
won't be no silicone stick figure Barbie doll.
Right. And so she then lost weight and she's very slim now. And she changed the lyric. I don't remember what she changed it to.
She did a performance and she changed the lyric and she took out the silicone part and the size 2 part.
Right, because she
she got her
also
boobs done
got
too.
breast implants. And now the world is like, you're allowed to change your opinion. But also, I feel like, again, when someone is chunky, right, there's this whole like, if anybody says anything, even if they're not like body shaming them to make them feel bad about the way they look, even if someone says to them like, hey, that's not healthy, like you got to be careful, whatever, you got to do this, you got to protect your heart, anything you say is homophobic. I mean,
Another conversation for another day.
right, anything you say is fat phobic, but then anything you say is
so
fat
for the gays and the days.
literally.
That's what they be saying.
The gays and the days.
The girls and the twirls.
Anything you say to them is fat phobic. Yet, if they get skinny, then the same people that are like, you need to accept everybody's body. You need to, like, everybody's allowed to love themselves as they are.
Then they're like, wow,
Then
why
if they
would you
get
do
skinny,
that?
it's like, oh, you're a sellout for getting skinny.
But also
You
too,
can't please
You can't please people.
people.
That's why you gotta do shit for yourself. But then also too, let's say, and this is not like talking about Lizzo, this is like anybody in general. You might be okay and love the way that you look, but you might have went to the fucking doctor and your A1C is high, and you say, you know what, maybe I should take my ass to the fucking gym. And not saying like it's a bad thing, but you can't always think like it's vanity. Some people, you know, their desires change.
But
like-
if they do just want to fucking look skinny, what is the problem with that?
because I'm not gonna lie, I like being skinny.
I like being skinny.
My head be getting big.
I was about to say my face looks better when I'm slimmer.
But my head starts to look a little bobbly. But I feel like I like being skinny. My clothes,
They fit better.
They fit so good. And
I
I'm not talking
move
about
better.
like Fashion Nova. I'm talking about like nice like
Pieces.
My clothes fit so much better. I feel better. In the gym, I do pull-ups and shit. I can't. When you big, you can't do no pull-ups. Well, I said when you big, you can't do no pull-ups. But because it's big people who be doing pull-ups. This bitch can't do no pull-ups when she's big. Once I reach a certain threshold of weight, I know it's certain shit I'm gonna be uncomfortable doing. I be hot. I be sweating. My thighs be chafing.
Same.
Like it's uncomfortable to be.
I don't have the energy.
Yes, I don't have the fucking energy. When I be trying to do
I feel
cardio,
sluggish.
I be dying.
Yeah.
I don't like to feel like that. Like shit. Even when I be smoking, I be feeling like bitch can't even hit the blunt right because it's too much fat on my lungs.
But I think that the problem is people need to stop letting everything offend them. And I feel like if someone's now, okay, I think there's a difference between saying like, I really like the way that I look when I'm slimmer versus everybody needs to be skinny, right? Like if someone's just talking about themselves and saying, wow, like I lost that weight and I just feel so much better. I look better, like whatever, whoop, like this is it for me. You should not take that as a personal attack against yourself. I feel like a lot of the times people are very insecure and people get very triggered by things and don't even realize that you're being triggered. Like, this is not somebody that's like talking crap about anybody that doesn't look the way that they look. If someone says, my favorite accessory on my body is me being skinny, why did you take that as a personal attack against you? Like, why do you take people's preferences as a personal attack against yourself? Like, I don't understand.
Because like she didn't say anything negative.
She didn't.
Like there was nothing wrong with what she said.
She didn't.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like I think people have to like be so fucking for real and realize that you have an issue within yourself that you need to work out. Whether it's in therapy or with a friend or a pastor, whoever you need to talk to, like you need to talk to somebody and you need to work that out like amongst yourself and the fucking voices in your head, because that don't got nothing to do with me.
The voices
That don't got
in your
nothing
head.
to do with me.
But no, that's facts. I feel like it's crazy because I like myself skinny, but even you have said like, Nene, I like you with a little weight. Like my friends will be like, I like you a little bit thicker or like whatever. I'm like, damn, bitch, you want me to be fat?
But also,
it's giving self-sabotage. Like, why are you trying to make me big, bitch?
Let
like,
me just say that because I give my opinion does not in any way, shape, or form feel like she's supposed to now alter her life because I like something about her. And vice versa. I feel like I like myself skinny and you too will be like, ooh, you look at the body. David is the worst because I remember telling him, like, I've gained so much weight since we've been together. And him being like, you know, baby, I don't really see a difference, whatever, da-da-da. When I tell you now, girl, the other day he was like, damn, like we was cuddling and like I was able to wrap my whole arm around you. You got me feeling like a football player, baby. You look so good. And I'm like,
no,
oh, but I thought you I thought you couldn't see a difference. I thought I looked the same.
No, he didn't say I could wrap my whole arm. He did. It did a thing for him. It made him feel bigger. Like,
But I love that. And see, that's something too. Like, I love feeling little in my man. And like my man is maybe the same height, if not like an inch shorter than me. So like I don't feel very much smaller than him on a regular basis. So yeah, I like being skinny. So I can feel I'm already big this way. Yeah. At least let me feel small this way. Big.
How tall are you? Tell the people.
I'm 5'10". I'm really okay. So for real, and I don't have no time to argue with no Micah or no Janai about it. I'm 5'9" and 3/4, and I have been 5'9" and 3 because Micah will swear to me she's 5'9" and 3/4.
Y'all, our other friend swears she's so big. This bitch gonna look at me in the kitchen one day. Mind you, I'm taller than her. She goes, She steps back, y'all. She steps back. She said, Never realized. I said, you never realized what? She's like, I guess I'm not taller than you. I said, Micah, you've never been taller than me.
Whatever in your brain would have said.
We're all three taller females. I'm 5'9".
Right. Yeah.
I'm 5'8" and like 3/4. I'm 5'9". But
so Micah's got to be like
she's freaking
5'8".
5'7". Micah's not.
No, I would give her 5'8" flat. And she swears, she's like, we can measure.
I think one day we should measure and put us all three in the camera and see.
And show
so
lay this to rest.
Wait, but then what makes it worse is like we go shoulder to shoulder and then she goes, this is my shoulder and this is her fucking shoulder. She goes, I guess I never noticed that. Like, Micah, what? Like, But I think being taller definitely changes because we talk about this all the time. Being tall and big, they're going to be like, these fucking bitches. But being tall and bigger than other people, how that affects you too, because it's like, dang, not only am I big this fucking way, I got the nerve to be big this way too. Just
feet
like
long, hands long, fingers long,
hands big.
Just I'm big in
Girl,
every
big
way.
in every. I be thinking that sometimes, like I'll sit around, you know, like my other little dainty friends. Besides Kelsey and Micah, my other friends are like all 5'3" and tiny.
Fun size.
And like fun size. And we'll be out like getting ready to go to the club and stuff. And they put their little heels on and they're still like 5'5". And I put my heels on and it's like, damn, look at that fucking Amazonian woman. And sometimes it makes me feel like, oh yeah, like so much attention, But like, that's when I'm done up. When I'm looking like a fucking booger wolf, when I'm walking into anywhere and like I'm like, like you just big. Everybody can be staring at you because you're like not putting your best foot forward right now. Like
when I was younger, I used to hate being tall. I feel like the older I've gotten, the more I enjoy it. Yeah. And I feel like for so many reasons, like one, I think tall women are so beautiful and so like, and let me...
Commanding.
you know, my man is really fucking on my nerves right now, but it's so bad because I can't even pretend that he's not like the best man in the world. My man makes me feel so fine. He'd be like, damn, baby, you such a supermodel.
He's
like,
obsessed with her.
Damn, I got a supermodel as a girlfriend. Like, damn, baby, you.
What he said when he's down here, he said, "Oh, look at her." Like what? Like
So
a
like,
wet
yeah,
dog.
like as I've gotten older, I definitely have enjoyed being tall. But girl, you talking about being in the store. How about I'm in the store the other day? This was like 2 weeks ago, right? When I tell you, I have never wanted to sock a kid so bad. I'm in the store, right? And I'm freaking minding my business. I'm trying to get a birthday present for my freaking niece, my angel niece. And I'm in the aisle with the she's as much of an angel as I am, babe.
Questionable.
So I'm in the toy aisle and I'm walking, and you know, this little girl and her mom are in front of me. So I'm like, oh, excuse me. The little girl gonna turn around and say, whoa, that's a big lady.
A big lady is crazy. A lady? Not Brienne. Game of Thrones. A big lady.
I wanted to shut
your little ass up.
Mind you, her mom, I know she meant big as in tall because her mom was like
A big lady?
5'2". Yeah, she was chubby. Her mom was she was a heavier, she wasn't like obese, but she was a heavier woman. And she was really short. So I know that she meant, and then, you know, you're so small. So
Everything is
you're
big
seeing
to
the
you.
world from like barely off the floor. So of course everything is, but when I tell you, I wanted to, and you know what was funny was her mama was not letting her get the toy that she wanted.
Yeah,
and I
was
wanted
like,
to turn around and be like, and that's
get.
what you get. I bet you I'll get the toy. I'll buy 5 for my niece while you sit here and beg
I would
your
have picked
mom.
it up on a, like, this one?
Wow. Oh, wow. Thank you. My niece will love that since you
They
can't
were like,
have
look at y'all
it.
bullying kids.
The
Kids
kid
think
was
these
bullying me.
Right.
Talk
Oh my
about that's a
gosh.
big lady.
That's like Zari that one time, and I'm like sitting there, and he's like, wow, you have a long foot. I said, oh,
Mind your
fucking
business.
Like, kids say the darndest things.
The
but
darndest things.
No, yeah, I think that makes a difference too. I feel like when I was little, because like even I'll be in the gym and I'll see like a little short girl. I'm like, look at her, so tiny and cute and
teeny
thick
tiny.
and like whatever. And then I go to do something, it's like, Big Bertha's coming through, watch out.
Wide load.
Let me come get my 40s. Like, girl, you're big as fuck. Like, even sometimes in the gym, I don't be wanting to lift heavy. Like, because I'm like, damn, you're already big. Like, they expect you to like do a lot. Like, Jesus. It's always so crazy. My gym bro's gonna see this and be like, I knew you be in here bullshitting. But sometimes I want to look dainty. Sometimes I'll pick up like 20s.
That's so funny because I'm
just
opposite.
to like look dainty, like lifting stuff. Because I'm like, dang, I don't want to look like, damn, look at this big bitch.
No, that's how I be like when I'm in the gym. I don't be lifting like upper body. Like I don't, because I don't, you know, I want to tone. I'm not trying to like, you know,
The
but
fitness people gonna be like, toning is not a thing. You want to recomp.
I'm going through enough. Okay, like I'm
It's
on
the
my
first day, I'm
cycle. Like I don't have
sorry.
the energy.
That was the 17th reason. 13th
Girl.
was before the podcast started.
So I don't be doing. I lift really heavy. Lower. I'm just a girl. Like I lift super heavy lower
Very
body,
classic,
but
yeah.
upper body. I do what I can.
Pilates
Okay,
at the
like
top.
I can barely do a real push up. Okay, I have no desire to do a real pull up or like push ups.
God damn. I was so
But
fucking
anyways,
irritated.
no. What I will say though is that I don't not lift heavy because I don't want to seem big, because that's my main thing in the gym, especially now. When I first started years ago, like it was definitely about the way that I looked, but now it's about I want to be strong. Like I want to feel strong. So bitch, if I can like, baby, I can barely bench press 25, okay? Or no, I guess 50, okay? So like
Oh,
like 25 and 25.
well, that wouldn't be 50. That'd be like 25, 20. That'd be 90 plus the bar would be 45. So that'd be 95 pounds. The bar is weighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the bar
It's
is,
45 pounds.
oh, okay. Janae,
Okay, this is not a fitness podcast.
I'm
Sorry,
fucking
guys.
putting
Just a fucking
50
girl.
pounds on the
Sorry.
bar is what I
Okay.
fucking meant.
The people might have wanted clarification, okay? They might have wanted to know, like, the specifics. They might have wanted to know the specifics, okay? Because they're like, dang, girl, you acting like that's not a lot.
How much do you bench press?
The other day, I've maxed out at 135 before, but the other day I did 105.
Because I be feeling, okay, so
So I had 3 tens on each side.
Okay, so you put 60
on each
pounds
side. Yes.
on the bench. I mean, on the rack. Whatever.
On the bar.
On the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I don't feel as bad.
Yeah, that's not weak. That's good for a girl.
Don't say that because you're
I
gonna
was
be
about
like,
to say,
oh, so girls can't be strong.
No, because there be some strong bitches in my gym, but they be tiny. They don't be big. So that's the point that we're making. Like, but you're not a fucking ogre.
My point was like, I thought that was light, but I guess I'm okay. But I don't feel super, but I be wanting to feel strong. That's my point. Like I be wanting to.
You don't care that you look big.
Hell
like
no.
Amazonian woman.
I want
Caleb
you
be
to
calling
see
me
me. I want somebody to see me in the gym working out and be like, oh, I'm not fucking with her. Like
I feel like I give that, but then sometimes I feel very insecure because there'll be like an obvious Pilates princess next to me. People. And it's easy to say fuck them people, but sometimes that's just like, I be feeling.
You gotta honestly, I'm no therapist, okay? Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. And what I mean by that is like, so I'm reading this book. And this is so funny because I used to finish books in days, like whatever. I've been reading the same book for about 6 months now. Anyways, Atomic Habits. I'm sure that everybody's heard of it. Mm-hmm. And that's literally what the author talks about. Like if you are trying to make a change in your life, you have to tell, like for instance, at one point, I'm super organized now, right? At one point I wasn't.
You are.
I wasn't. Like I was depressed, but I didn't care about, like I could live in the chaos, right? But if I, at that point, wanted to be a more organized person, I would tell myself, I'm an organized person. I wouldn't say like, oh, I want to be more organized or whatever. I would say I'm an organized person. And like some would say that's fake it until you make it. But my point in that was saying like, fuck them people. And yes, it's easier said than done. But in those moments when you start to feel like,
tell myself I'm skinny.
Everybody is.
Yeah. Think skinny thoughts.
Skinny thoughts.
You're skinny. When I'm in the mirror lifting, I'm like, you're skinny. You're so fucking skinny. They're gonna be like, bitch, that wasn't the point.
But that is though.
That is though.
Or like, I'm fit. If y'all are so sensitive by saying skinny, I'm fit.
Or like, I'm happy. I'm smart. Sometimes, like you said, like going back to what you said in the beginning, you have to redirect your brain into just like, it's not physical. So it's like, instead of saying I'm big, be like, look how much you can move. Look how I was at Home Depot the other day with my mom and she's fucking sprained her ankle. So I'm like, come on, baby. Mommy. Like, let me do everything for you. And I kept joking around. I said, this is why I go to the gym. Is to be able to do everything for you and just treat you like a princess. And this guy walked by. He's like, oh, that's so sweet. I was like, that's why I'm big for her. So I can do brute stuff for her. And it's just like, oh, so reframing the mind. It's like, okay, yeah, it's not about like how big you are. It's like, look at what you can do for your broken mommy.
Literally, mommy, this is for you.
What you can do for your broken mommy.
Okay, this is for you.
I trained to be big for you.
For you. But no, literally, like, you have to tell yourself, like, fuck them people.
Skinny for me.
Like, fuck them people. And like, eventually, like, you really won't care about their opinions because I feel like in so many situations, we've had to say that. Like, think about how many situations that you've been in that are uncomfortable, that you can't get out of, that you have to, whether it's a job or whatever. And like, you have to tell yourself, like, I don't care. I don't I don't care. Like, it doesn't affect me. And then like, eventually, like, it becomes livable. Definitely, it's a mental thing. But I feel like that's the perfect close for the episode because all of it is mental. And so when it comes to the way that you look and the way that you feel, I would just always say, make sure those things coincide. Make sure that the way that you look is the way that you want to look, the way that you feel you look the best. So if you feel like, you need to go to the gym, or if you feel like you want to stay exactly how, you can go to the gym and still like keep your body how it is. But if you feel like you want to, make some changes, just make sure that the changes are because that's what you want and not what everybody else wants.
Yeah. And I think like, don't compare yourself. Don't try to be like, oh, well, this is what I see. Like you said, like following the trends, but remember to stay grounded in like what you want and what makes you happy. And just like knowing that doesn't change like your core, your values, your morals, what
no matter
makes you
what society tries to make you believe about what being a good person, woman, man looks like.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. The physical is small on the grand scale of things, even when you don't feel like it.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, God. Okay, so it's not small on the grand scale of things. What I'm saying is, don't let that be the forefront of like your thinking and the way that you move throughout the world, because it's like there's so many other things that could be pivotal.
And it's okay to change. Like it's okay if the way that you look changes, and it's okay to like love the way.
It's okay to get a million surgeries.
It's also okay to get as many surgeries as your body can withstand without you dying and flatlining on the table. Okay. But also,
Hot take.
if you flatline on the table, maybe that's enough.
That's enough. Like, let's just wrap it up.
Maybe that's it.
Thanks for joining us again for another episode of Up From Here.
Because yeah, babes, it's literally up from
Up
here.
From Here. We'll see you again next week. Okay, bye.
Anyways, bitch.